Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Door County's virtual service this morning. Come, let us be joined in seeking the aspirations of the heart. Come, let us be joined in giving voice to those melodies which can heal the wounded soul. Come, let us be joined in speaking the words which set us free. My name is Donna Johnson. I'm your service coordinator this morning. We are pleased to welcome the Reverend Brian Mason to our service today. Reverend Mason began his theological calling in St. Louis as the David and Norma Lewis Memorial Intern at the First Unitarian Church of St. Louis, as well as a chaplain at St. Louis University Hospital and Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. He, his wife, and daughter reside in Wausau, where he now serves as minister at the First Universalist Unitarian Church of Wausau. We kindle a flame we trust will lead us forward as we travel in unknown lands, where the question, "Shall I ever get there?" resounds, a clear, pure note in every silence. May it be so. Please join in the unison affirmation followed by the doxology, which you may sing or recite, your choice. We gather together to seek knowledge and wisdom, to explore freely the vast reaches of mind and spirit, to celebrate within a caring community those truths, ancient and modern, which give meaning and direction to our lives. From all that dwell below the skies, let songs of hope and faith arise. Let peace, goodwill on earth be sung, in every land, by every tongue. Our reading this morning was suggested by Reverend Mason and comes from Grounded, Finding God in the World by Diana Butler Bass. Great spiritual traditions insist that houses, however significant, are not really our home. Dwelling in a space with others and the practice of lingering in place are the things that make home. Indeed, theistic faiths insist that ultimately God is our home. God dwells with us and we in God. In Judaism, one way of referring to God is Shekinah, meaning the dwelling or settling of the divine presence, a word that is also used to describe the nesting of birds. The ancient Hebrew prophet Isaiah spoke of Emmanuel, God with us, as the promise of shelter and safety for Israel, one of the names that Christians later adopted for Jesus. According to Christian teachings, Jesus is the Son of God, the human form of the Divine One, made incarnate through Mary, born into the world. For Muslims, the divine presence, God with us, is the manifestation of tranquility, the Spirit of God that extends shelter and blessing to the faithful. They believe that God dwells most specifically in the Kaaba, the house of Allah, the physical portal in Mecca between the sacred and secular worlds toward which they face when they pray. The Hindu Bhagavad Gita describes God's dwelling as a string of pearls, a particularly interesting metaphor in the light of contemporary physics, as the divine within and connecting all living beings. Accordingly, God dwells in the world the way a soul dwells in the body. Throughout all of human history, we have built houses for the divine, temples and shrines and tabernacles and churches and sanctuaries, all to provide God shelter and extend that shelter to pilgrims who pause under holy roofs. The word dwell is related to an Old English word for heresy or madness. Perhaps it is a sort of insanity to believe that God dwells with us. If so, the madness is the long-lingered hope of the human race, the dream to dwell. It is not only a hope, however, it is also hard work, this effort to shelter our souls. Perhaps making a home is both a divine madness and a human one.